Hi everyone. How lovely to be here with you on in Australian time, Friday the 6th of March. I have had a really busy morning as a guest speaker for International Women's Day, and I was just it was a joy to do that for the Soroptimists organization who do so much to support women and girls all around Australia and the world. And I'm so glad to come back and to share Qigong with you as well. It's a big effort for me to be out there with a lot of people and presenting. I used all my techniques, all my breathing, all my acupressure, a lot of my Qigong practices to stay steady and calm. So thankful for them. These are things that we can use, practices we can use all the time to keep ourselves in our body, to keep our communicating, connected minds engaged. And then we get to practice together as well. And it's wonderful to be here with you today, wherever you are. Make sure that your space is clear of trip hazards. Make sure you work with how your body is feeling in this moment. Um, Feel the earth beneath your feet. Allow the energy of the earth and the sky to flow through you. Today, I thought we did it a couple of months ago, and I thought I would bring it back today, is to bring in an intention to really flow with our practice, to let the breath flow, to let the body flow, to imagine that all our joints are well oiled and we just get to flow easily, mentally, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually. Let's just take the hands over the navel as we often do when we begin. It's like our center. We center ourselves, and we're going to start today's practice with an exhale with our breath. Are you ready? Just breathe out through the mouth in a sigh. Ha. And as you breathe in, take it slowly and easily in through the nose. Imagine the breath traveling to the belly and the legs, keeping the shoulders down. Let your spine rise up. And now again, sighing out through the mouth for as long as you can and allow those lungs to empty. Breathing in through the nose, rising up. That's it. Belly, legs. That's where the breath flows. One more slow, long exhale. And breathing in through the nose, filling up the body with fresh energy, fresh air. And have a smile. That's always a good way to bring yourself back into the present moment too. Let's pump. Taking the arms up high. I'll just step back a bit so you can see me. We're going to double pump the knees. We breathe out and in. Out through the mouth, in through the nose. It's a great way to get the legs energized and working. Loose arms, soft hands. Starting to pump energy and oxygen through our body and chi, mysterious life force. Let's get it moving. And one more. and relax. Ah, good work. Good work. Tiger sits in the grass. So we're going to slow that movement right down. You don't have to come all the way down. It's great for the hips and the knees. But if you just want to go a little way, please do. Work with your body, work with your knees, ankles, hips. We put our tiger claws on, take the hands above. The feet are about wide hip width apart, breathing in. And now we sink down towards the heels. Now if your body does get all the way down, enjoy that feeling of the lower back releasing, breathing in and sinking down. Modify this however you need to. I find my heels are able to stay on the ground, which is useful. If yours don't want to, that's okay. You can always put a rolled up towel underneath them to give you that extra support. As you pull up, draw up the pelvic floor, push up through the heels. One more time. And come on up, all the way up, drawing earth energy up through the center of the body. Taking the arms wide, the palms are up. We're going to toss the chi. Remember this one, we go front, center, front, center. Imagine that we're tossing away any worries, frustrations, anxiety, any of the sticky stuff. Feel free to toss it away. Again, the legs are pumping. And we breathe out through the mouth, in through the nose. Now soften the tops of the shoulders. Let the upper back relax. And it's always useful in this movement and in life to come back to center. Great breathing. Again, soften the shoulders. One more to each side. Are you ready? And drop. Wonderful. And you might feel a rush of energy through your arms, out your fingers, giving the legs a shake, taking the feet a little wider. Let's knock on the door of life. Turning from the waist. Even though there's a sense of sinking down into the heels and the feet and the earth in this one, we also let the spine rise up. So as the lower body grounds and steadies, the spine is rising and the upper body flows freely. Remember, our intention is to flow in today's session. Purging old stale air. That's what happens in this first part of the class where we do a lot of exhales through the mouth. We're letting go of stale old energy. Bringing the hands up to the chest, just below the collarbones. Gentle fists or fingertips. Working on lung energy. We're going to do a bit of that throughout today's class, throughout our practice today. And now with the flat of the hand, come over the top of the shoulder. How is your week going? As we record this and as we do this class, there's a lot going on in the world again. And it is so good to be able to come back to our bodies and the present moment through our Qigong practice. I just find it completely invaluable. Come on back to the chest. And now wrapping around the waist. Slowing down, relaxing the shoulders and coming into water waves. It's one of our favorites, certainly one of mine. I hope it is one of yours too. We feel the soles of the feet on the surface of the floor. Below that, the earth holds us with unconditional kindness. Feeling the cool air running through your fingertips, or perhaps it's the warm air. And slowly, slowly coming back to center. One of the stretches or one of the kind of moving meditations I wanted to do with you today is Soaring Eagle, with an emphasis on the intercostal muscles between our ribs expanding and our lungs expanding, and that sense of a bird spreading its feathers, spreading its wings. There. Feel that area of your torso expanding. And now breathing out, let yourself soften down into a kind of a neutral position. And again, feel the sides of the ribs expanding, changing the front hand. There's the inhale, softening down for the exhale. The tailbone drops, breathing in, expanding through the ribs. As we expand that capacity of the ribs to stretch, and as we breathe in very consciously into those lungs, we're able to mobilize and work the lungs more consciously, almost like a muscle. There's that conscious expansion, and now that kind of contraction and squeezing out of the breath. Feel the expansion, and now feel the softening. And relax. And now let's go in the opposite direction to stretch the back of the legs, the hamstrings, turning the hips towards one leg. Now, if you want extra stretch from this, turn the toes slightly inwards. Otherwise, just have the toes and the feet facing straight forwards, turning to one leg. And now with a little bend in the knee, we hinge from the hip and walk our way down the leg, letting the head relax. It doesn't matter where you get to, where we are looking for that feeling of stretch behind the leg. You can take the opposite hand across the foot for a little extra stretch. If you want even more, you can lay the arm across the lower back and turn to look over the shoulder. Keep the breath flowing. We hold this stretch for a couple of breaths to really give the body time to open up into this stretch. You might feel that towards the outside of your thigh, the outer hamstring. Bringing the arm back down, walking your way up. Nice and easy. All the way up the body. And now let's turn to the other leg. Have a breath in. a little bend in the knee. We walk our way down the other leg. Take your time. Wherever you get to is fine. You'll feel the stretch through the back of the leg. If you want to, take the opposite hand across the foot, relaxing the head, stretching the neck. The arm drapes across the lower back, and if you want to turn, so you get a bit of a rotation there, looking over the shoulder. The breath flows, even though there is maybe some resistance or uncomfortable comfort in this posture. As we breathe, we allow ourselves to lean into it literally. And on the next inhale, we walk back up the leg and arrive back at the center. Very good. Very good. Let's shake out the arms and legs a little bit. We are going to do some Tai Chi kicks. Not so much the slow motion version today, slightly faster, but go at a pace that works for you. If you're feeling like you need to get your heart and lungs working, this is a beauty. We bring the arms up, just a gentle fists to protect us. This is where we recognize the connection between martial arts and Tai Chi and Qigong. Yeah. We're going to do a squat and then we're going to kick forward. Ha, ha, ha. We push our hips forward. We're working the strength in our legs and we're also balancing. It's a really dynamic balance. Come on, let's go. Ha, ha. Pulling the arms back, pushing the hips forward. Breathe out. Ha, ha, ha. Sometimes when we're in that place of big feelings, especially things like anger, frustration, it's good to do something a little more vigorous. It's often when I go for a run on the beach, because that expenditure of energy through vigorous movement tends to unstick the anger and frustration. Oh, you're doing great. One more each side. Whew. And relax. Let yourself, let's just go straight into shaking. And in the course of shaking, you might notice that you're puffing. I am. Breathing in through the nose and then slowly out through the mouth. Let the shoulders relax. And as you do this, you might notice that the huffing and the puffing, it falls away. Our body comes back to a center of steadiness and stability. And just pausing now. Let the arms and the hands hang like empty ropes beside you. Focus on steady, easy breathing down towards the belly and the legs. You might be feeling tingling in your fingers or your arms or your legs. Taking a few breaths to come back to a sense of stillness on the inside and the outside. Beautifully done. How capable we are of changing our emotional states from vigorous energy or from anger into vigorous energy and then coming back to stillness, all in the space of just a minute or two. That is about working with the nervous system consciously and the brain, the body, the breath. Alrighty, taking the feet about hip width or wide, hip width apart. Buddha holds up the earth. So let yourself sink down, breathing up through the center of the body. Now we start to breathe in and out through the nose. Remember that intention to let yourself flow. Just kind of feeling the force of gravity draw you down and then breathing in, coming up. Connecting with the sky, the heavens, the cosmos. Big expansiveness. Coming back to the earth. Big steadiness and groundedness. As we do this, we are allowing ourselves to be a conduit almost between heaven and earth through this incredible body of ours. Such a miracle, the way that it works. I had a massage yesterday, the wonderful therapist, and he said he calls himself a miracle worker, not because he is any sort of amazing healer, but because he calls the body a miracle, and it is. So he substituted body worker for miracle worker, and I love that. One more time, let the body rise up. And let yourself soften down. Holding a chi ball in front of your lower belly, notice the sensation between the palms. Oftentimes we draw the palms apart, but for a moment, let's just circle them. And as you circle them, you might feel your hips moving a little bit too. Letting the breath flow freely. And now let's take one hand on top, circling around, and now change, and circling around, and coming back to center. All right, here we go, into double arm spirals, a teacup in each hand, fingers are pointing forward. As we take the arms forward, we glide the hips back. We need a little bend in our knees to do that. And now here's the big expansiveness, breathing in, circling the arms around, and again. Letting the body flow. And again, breathing out, breathing in. If that's too much for your shoulders, modify the movement so you're not having to take the shoulders in such a big rotation. You might want to just let the arms flow in front of your chest. Let's do one more of these. Good work. And now we're going to do it in the other direction. Here's what we do. Hands are still here, but we're going to turn them back. And we take them back as the hips go back, sweeping around, opening up, breathing in. Ah, doesn't that feel good? And now again, arms and hips back, expanding to openness. Letting the breath flow freely. Oh, I think that big expanse is one of my favorite feelings or sensations. One more time. Breathing in and coming back to center, holding the hands just there as they are, palms are up. Letting the breath flow freely and easily. Let's go into embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. We're going to bring the palms up, breathing in. We're doing a lot of hip glides today, aren't we? Expand backwards. Rolling up the spine, bring the palms, backs of the hands together, pressing outwards. Just going to extend this flow a little bit today. There's the protecting energy around us. There's the spiral, and we're going to come down towards the earth, bending the knees. You don't have to come all the way, but if you want to, you can. And now there is a beautiful ball of golden energy, bringing that up, breathing in, and let it flow through you. Breathing out through the nose. Let's go again. Breathing in. Let the legs pulse, breathing out. Backs of the hands, rolling the spine up. Pressing out. Get yourself some protection, energetic protection. Spiraling the hands. Connect with the earth. Grounding yourself. Here we go. Drawing the pelvic floor in and the navel in as you do this. And come on up. Breathing in and letting that energy flow through you completely effortlessly. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Backs of the palms, rolling the spine up. Pressing forwards. Let's inhale. As we connect with the earth, we exhale. Navel and pelvic floor, draw up and in. Good work. Letting that energy just flow through you like a waterfall. And one more time. Coming back to the mountain is coming back to our steadiness in ourselves. Our capacity for patience. A sense of timelessness. Drawing upwards. And exhaling. Bringing the feet a little closer together. Let's do some centering. We often do this towards the end of our class. Hands are just below the navel. Extending out. Gather up energy and now pour it through that side of your body as you exhale through the nose. And now the other side. Pouring that energy through that side of the body. And again, feel free to close your eyes if you feel steady, inhaling. Allowing that energy to flow through that side of the body, filling up. And the other side. And now we're going to change that flow slightly, still going to the side, breathing in, but now come down the center of your body. And the other side. Softening the shoulders, especially the tops of the shoulders, unclenching the jaw, softening the eyes. Allow the back of the skull to relax, especially the base of the skull. And let's fold our hands back over our navels. Standing with our feet close together, and let's take a few effortless flowing breaths, letting everything soften. A little standing meditation. The feet are connected to the earth. The top of the head is connected to the sky. We allow energy and breath and oxygen to flow freely through us. And let's bring our hands into prayer position, feeling the palms meet, the fingers, the thumbs. We bring the thumbs right to the heart center. Take a moment right now to think about, to reflect upon something of beauty that has crossed your path today. It might be the sky or the trees or a bird. It might be a human. It might be a dog. It might be the ocean, a wave. Allow yourself to remember some of the beauty that has crossed your path today, and just give your thanks for that. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for joining me for Qigong practice today. I am your Qigong chick, Alice McKinnon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day or evening, and I'll see you in a week's time. Bye for now.